The light of daybreak is never noisy. It doesn't pound on your door like some urgent messenger. It slips in quietly, a thin band of light seeping through the curtains, brushing softly against your skin, whispering, "You are still here, still breathing, still alive." You open your eyes, and the world is waiting, but it's not in a hurry. Not yet. Before your phone buzzes, before the flood of hot headlines rushes in, before duty calls your name, there is a fragile, golden moment, steeped in stillness. What would happen if you treated it like a ritual? No candles, no incense, just you, sitting at the edge of the bed, letting your bare feet touch the floor, allowing your chest to billow like a sail catching the first morning breeze. You take a deep breath of fresh morning air, hold it for a heartbeat, then release. You feel your heartbeat, not as a faint background noise, but as a bold drumbeat declaring, "I am still here." We live as if tomorrow is a certainty. Yet the truth is, it has never been guaranteed. That's why this simple fact, that you woke up, is the most precious gift of all. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to fight for it. You simply receive it. So why rush past it? Why treat it as nothing more than a checkpoint on the way to something more important? Before stepping into the noise of the world, take one breath filled with gratitude. Say, in your own way, "Thank you. Thank you to my lungs, for breathing without my reminder. Thank you to my heart, for beating without my command. Thank you for giving me another day to try, to learn, to love once more." Morning never demands much from you, but it gives you everything: a blank page, a clean slate, a chance to live a day you've never lived before. And how you begin will shape everything that follows. Most mornings, we're pulled into the current before we've even chosen where we want to go. Notifications tug us back, emails blink in the corner of the screen. The news spins in its endless cycle. We wake up, and somehow, we've already fallen into someone else's rhythm. But there is another way. Before letting the day carry you off like a leaf on a stream, set your own course. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't about writing an endless to-do list. It's not about stuffing every hour to prove you're productive. It's about asking, today, what truly matters? What will make me feel whole when I lay my head down tonight? It might be just one thing. A conversation you've been putting off. A promise you want to keep. A small step toward the dream that's been quietly living in your heart. When you define that intention, your own North Star, you hand the day a compass. Without it, time scatters like loose coins, spent on distractions and demands that leave you empty. With it, even if the day is far from perfect, you still feel its meaning. Imagine life as a vast ocean. Waves crash from every side, winds shift without warning, and other ships sail past, each on its own path. Without a rudder, your boat will drift, following the current instead of your will. Your intention, to live with purpose, is that rudder. But a rudder is only useful if you truly know where you want to go. Many people say, "I want to be happy. I want to be successful." But when asked deeper, they can't clearly describe what that looks like. Vague goals are like drawing a horizon without shape. You'll keep rowing, but never know if you've arrived. Instead, set small, meaningful, achievable goals. Maybe it's finishing one page of writing each day. Maybe it's cooking dinner for your family this weekend. Maybe it's spending 20 minutes fully listening to a friend. These small goals are like milestones along your voyage. Each time you reach one, you know you're on the right course. And when the winds rise, when the seas grow rough, when life's storms appear, that rudder will keep you from being swept into someone else's whirlpool. You'll still adjust your sails, sometimes detour, but your ship will keep aiming toward where you want to go. No one can row your boat for you. No one can choose your shore. The rudder is in your hands. And each morning, you decide where to turn it. But a rudder alone won't take you far. You need an engine, something that pushes you forward even when the winds are still. That engine is called discipline. Discipline isn't forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's making a commitment to yourself. I will keep going, even when I don't feel like it today. Some mornings, you wake with boundless energy. Others, you wake tired, heavy in mind, with no spark at all. Discipline is what gets you up, moving, finishing what you promised, not because you're inspired, but because you respect your own word. And strangely, each time you keep that promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. You begin to trust yourself more. You know you can rely on you, even when everything else is unsteady. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Neglect it, and it weakens. And once strong, it doesn't just help you get things done, it changes how you see yourself. You're no longer someone ruled by fleeting emotions, but someone who can steer the ship even in rough seas. I remember one evening. The light in the house was warm, but my mind was tense, swirling with unfinished tasks. I was about to sit down and work for a few more hours. Then, my child's laughter rang from the living room. My wife's voice followed, soft, with a playful edge. I stood in the doorway, watching them, and I realized, this is the moment I'll remember when I'm old, not the emails, the reports, or the to-do lists. I put the phone down, walked over, and sat on the couch. I didn't say much, I just listened with my full presence. It was a small choice, but it proved what I'd learned. Discipline isn't just for work, it's also for protecting what matters most. Discipline, like a muscle, doesn't just help you lift the weight of your tasks, it also helps you hold your time, energy, and attention steady, so you can give them to what truly deserves them. In a world full of distractions, sometimes the most powerful act of discipline is to sit still, giving your complete attention to someone you love. There's a common misconception that we need inspiration to act, but the truth is, inspiration is fickle, discipline is steady. Discipline doesn't wait for you to feel like it. It shows up every day, even when the sky is gray. When you're tired, when you feel no motivation at all. It shows up in the smallest acts, making your bed in the morning, writing a few lines in your journal, reading 10 pages, exercising for 10 minutes. These small acts, repeated day after day, form the solid foundation of your life. From that foundation, you can build greater things, a stable career, a lasting relationship, a living legacy that remains long after you're gone. Inspiration may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning through the night. Inspiration gets you started, but discipline gets you to the finish. If you wait for inspiration, you'll miss many opportunities, but if you train discipline, you'll find that inspiration arrives as a reward for those who persist. And then, when discipline has taken root, you'll find you have more to give. Lasting joy comes from touching the hearts of others. I think of Anthony Ray Hinton, a man wrongfully imprisoned for over 30 years behind bars. In a place where hope so often dies, he found a way to keep his heart warm by helping other inmates. He listened to them, shared jokes to ease their fear, encouraged them to learn to read and write. In circumstances where bitterness could easily take hold, he chose kindness instead. It didn't make the bars disappear. It didn't change his unjust sentence overnight, but it changed him. It kept his soul whole, and turned those years into proof of a truth. When we serve others, we also save ourselves. Service doesn't only live in grand gestures. Sometimes, it's a smile for someone sad, a quick message to check in, or simply giving your full presence. You may not get anything in return right away, but you'll notice something. Each time you help someone stand stronger, you also make yourself stronger. Alongside service, there is a quiet but powerful virtue, humility. Humility is often mistaken for weakness, timidity, or excessive self-effacement, but in truth, it is a form of strength only the truly confident possess. The greatest leaders know that success is never theirs alone, it comes from the team. From those who walked beside them, from the circumstances that opened the way. They are willing to share the light with others, because they know that light cannot be diminished by sharing, it only grows brighter. Humility doesn't mean you lower your worth. It means you see the worth in others and are unafraid to acknowledge it. Humble people listen. They don't interrupt to prove they're right. They don't need to boast about every victory. Instead, they create space for others to shine. And this nurtures loyalty, trust, and the strength of a community that endures. Humility is the anchor that keeps you from being swept away by the storm of ego. It gives you the clarity to keep learning, to correct yourself, and to grow alongside others. And then, as the day draws to a close, the sun setting, darkness falling, You sit and ask yourself, how did I live today? Did you begin it with a breath of gratitude? Or did you rush headlong into the chaos? Did you set your own North Star? Or let urgent but unimportant tasks take all your time? Did you keep your discipline even without inspiration? Or let your mood lead you? Did you give time to those who matter? Or let busyness overshadow them? Did you serve someone, even with just a kind word? Or let the world spin on unchanged? And finally, did you walk with humility? Or let your ego sweep you into needless battles? A meaningful day doesn't have to be filled with grand events. It can be a day you simply keep a promise to yourself. A day you choose not to react hastily to annoyance. A day you listen more than you speak. A day you help someone smile. If each morning you begin with gratitude, if each day you live in the direction you choose, if each step is guided by discipline, service, and humility, you'll realize that life doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. It only needs the steady repetition of small, right acts, day after day. One day, you'll look back and see that you haven't just lived a life, you've lived a story. A story that, if someone asks, you can tell with a smile, and without a trace of regret.